Right, so I have returned once again today to actually deliver another stream of Revolutionary Girl Utena. That's if, as I always say, if YouTube actually does kick in, that is. Let's hope it actually does. God, I'm loud. Oh my god, I was loud just then. I was like, whoa, that's my voice. That's actually quite loud. Right, we're actually good to go now. So anyway, yes, we have a retouch cover some more. Ohayou gozaimasu, Genki desu ka? Some more Revolutionary Girl Utena, as we know. I'm going to turn myself down slightly because I'm peaking quite a bit. As we know, episodes 16 and 17 actually were once again really good, reinforcing the overall message of the entire show in a very interesting way. And you actually can't wait to see what else this actual arc does, because it's doing quite a lot of things quite interestingly, especially with the whole entire idea of like almost being an antithesis of the previous arc in the way it kind of structures the idea of freedom. So anyway, yeah, I do actually kind of hope this show does continue, because it is going down a really damn good route at this point. So anyway, let's put on what's actually gone live. Right, I do believe with that we should be good to go. Are we though? Most certainly are. As I always say. I'm actually glad to hear that. I'm actually glad to hear that I said the words correctly. Not the best. Not having the best of all days in the world. It's one of those Mondays. Actually, one of those days in general, I guess. I'm a constant occurrence at this point, but it is very cold in England today. That's why I have my fleece blanket around me, because I am freezing. Like, legitimately. God. I've got my heating on in my room as well. I'm freezing still. So anyway, yeah, I've got a blanket on. But yeah, and I'm alright, I guess. That's the main thing. Just one of those days. So anyways, I start this thing in 3, 2, 1. I start this thing absolutely now. Don't worry about it, it's not a problem. I'm way too used to it at this point. That's what I always say. I'm way too used to it at this point. But yeah, I mean, this show is interesting because the original arc of this whole entire show is like the idea of exploring freedom and what freedom means in a lot of different ways. The idea of like the genre itself, the idea of anything like that. Utena kind of personifying the idea of true freedom. It's actually a genre that actually is full of cliches. And then we have, oh no, not that Dory. Not that I know of, at least. I don't think I am. No, I'm just one of those days, as they say. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that the original arc was all about freedom and actually what it does in theory mean. Then we have this arc, which is mostly about the idea of actually having the freedom taken away from you, and instead the idea of the Rose exploiting one's weakness, and actually at that point in time. And I kind of find the juxtaposition between the idea quite interesting, because again, it's one of those ideas that what the person was there for was for their own volition, their own kind of motives and everything like that. They actually then have an arc that kind of says, well, yeah, but no at the exact same time. It's quite interesting because it kind of gives the overall like Black Rose and also then the Rose itself an even more antagonistic feel than beforehand. Thank you so much. Thank you. I needed the coffee as well. Actually, it's quite cold. So yeah, I quite like it. I quite like it. What if it actually goes to the end of the world, and the end of the world is just literally like the end point of the world? Look down like, oh shit, it's the end of the world. Wouldn't you know? It's quite literal, and it's quite literal. And Nanami was a cow last episode as well. But I guess they kind of forgotten about that. Nanami's just gone about her normal life now. Cow free, I guess. So that's quite interesting. I guess it's one thing about being hidden, but second thing about being like just utilizing those who have died as well. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's got told, literally. Just like, it's adult talk. Get out of here. I wonder if anyone in the show actually picks up on the idea that the actual, like, the actual, like, greenhouse, or, like, is it like a, what's the word? There's actually a nursery, I guess, as well, for plants. I wonder if anyone actually in the show picks up on the idea it's actually a bird cage. I kind of love how she goes. You need to be in a more normal relationship. I was like, wait a minute, that actually rings true for like two people in the show as well. To be honest, not only he's got a goddamn brother complex. Let's not forget that whole entire idea. Uh oh. Uh oh. This poor boy. This poor boy. So I do believe it's actually a bit more than that. Than just she's gonna chew up and actually then throw you out and like actually remember you afterwards. There's a whole lot more going on with Naname's character. Huh. That's interesting. I love how his first question was, do adults even eat chocolate? It's like, she has that outfit is pretty damn good, I must admit. It's a pretty damn good outfit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This isn't going to be an episode of traveling down said lift, is it? The Inception lift. For actually being an academy as well, with you'd imagine a lot of people in it, the actual show itself is quite empty. The more I think about it. Oh no. Everyone knows being an adult actually means you just have an essential fear of 5 seconds. That's a real reason of being an adult. It must be cold in there. He hasn't got his shirt undone. It must be really cold in there, actually. It sure is raining a lot. I do wonder if that actually, I do actually wonder if that means anything. Well, see, Anthony's probably is the most adult one there as well anyway, to begin with. So that might make sense. I love how, what, maybe like, I'd say 6 episodes almost into like this arc, the dude just kind of replies like, you know, it's kind of fucked up if you realise that. Oh no, he's studying goddamn movies. That's the one thing you shouldn't be doing. Movies are a lie. This poor boy. This poor boy. He's basically trying to make you realise you're basically making a massive mistake. Sir, it's not how you do it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. He's not going down the Inception lift. Dude, that's good chocolate. Just throw away good chocolate. I would have had, well, actually probably wouldn't have had that actually. I want some chocolate now. God damn, I want some chocolate now. I'm just sad I want some chocolate. Yeah, being an adult sucks. Don't be an adult. Oh no! He can't be going down the Inception lift. That's a bad idea. Don't go deep in my dude. Do not go deep in my dude. It's a bad idea. You don't want to be an adult. I think he's actually just like bypassed being an adult and went straight into his rebellious phase as a teenager. He just skipped past it, went to his rebellious stage. This is the secret sequel to Spider-Man 3 when he gets the Venom suit. Huh, 2 swords this time. So I will now be an adult, so it's 2 swords. You're not an adult just yet. Utah's gonna open up a goddamn thing and be like, fuck it, not again. She's like, god damn it, again? This actually is quite interesting on its own, because it is literally all about the idea of the loss of innocence. And also the idea of actually wanting to be an adult as well, and what it does in 3 and Tell. Which I guess is something that does in 3 kind of is explored in these kind of shows as well. Is it a trope in shoujo, or is it trope in general? I can't remember. It's the Utena stairs. Because I remember seeing it quite often, the idea of actually like growing up and what it does in 3 and Tell and actually not wanting to be a kid anymore, but at the same time realizing being an adult sucks. Why would you want to be an adult? So I mean, I kind of like that, actually exploring that whole entire idea, especially through the lens of someone who's basically kind of like hasn't realized who Nanami truly is just yet. She's gonna go up there and realize like the sword that he has is like half the size of him. Like she's gonna be like yay tall against him. He's gonna be like yay big against her. It's gonna be a really interesting fight. If it is even a fight to begin with. It's gonna be quite interesting. Because one of the swords is almost as tall as him. I wonder who actually arranges the desks as well. Who actually does arrange the desks? I'm not joking. The sword's as tall as him. I was just joking originally. Utah's just kind of there like, but why? But why any of this? Essentially, it's basically Spider-Man 3. I guess a whole lot of size is what the actual song is alluding to. Legitimately, actually has no reason to fight her at all. I don't think he actually has to legitimately kill someone to actually become an adult, but what do I know? It's sort of just comes down like, what the fuck are we doing here? Why are we fighting a kid? Oh, I see you there, Ikuhara. I see you there. And now he's just like, I sleep. The other guy's like, I'm dead. They just sit, the two of them just sitting there like, yeah, we shouldn't probably have done that beforehand. Let's be real. Does he actually get his actual independence in the end? Does he actually kind of then find some of the kind of love as well that isn't kind of, I guess, one-sided, to be honest, or isn't like he's been used the entire time? Very interesting episode. I quite like that one more than anything because it is legitimately looking at the idea of the innocence of a person in this kind of world, and actually is one of those things that I guess it does make sense. I guess it does make sense why one would. I didn't put the episodes on it. Fuck. Just realised that. I guess one would actually understand to why they would think to themselves, why can't I be an adult? And especially in a school and in a narrative that actually has dictated to us that they're not really of their own age at this point. They're kind of very adult in the way they're exploring topics that do otherwise are associated with adults itself. So I like the kind of idea of actually how it does do that, especially through the lens of someone who has, in theory, actually kind of already had moments of, like, I guess, of being kind of like of a grown-up concept, but then realizing, no, maybe not. So I kind of like that idea, because again, it's one of those things that shows exploring topics that do work in the actual idea of this narrative. The idea of loss of innocence is something that is very key to genre. The idea of growing up is very key to genre as well, especially in the slice of life, but also in shoujo itself as well. We always kind of have the idea of actually like growing up in those kind of shows, even in shonen as well. The idea of a coming of age storyline. But I guess here, very different. It's very different. It's very different now. Yeah. I don't know why he wants to grow up. He has to play. He has to pay bills and just be an adult. Don't grow up. It's horrible. Shit. I wanted to reset that thing, but not start it. But it started. But yeah, it's quite interesting though. I do actually quite like that idea. It's just one of those things that, again, it's something that had to be explored in this show. Because it is mostly a narrative about characters who otherwise aren't really people in, aren't really people of their own age at this point. They're kind of very adult, especially with the topics they're actually exploring as well. So it does actually make a lot of sense now when I think about it. Like, in essence, how they don't really ever feel their own. They really don't ever feel their own age, which I guess is something that is kind of very typical of the genre, as well. Overall. I can't say I know about that that last one. That's for damn sure. Can't say I know about that one. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea because again. We always have kind of seen the idea of the coming of age, especially in film as well. It's always one of those things. It's always explored through the lens of like positivity, the idea of actually changing, the idea of what's to come, the idea of like the possibility of like good things to come. But in this show, it doesn't really kind of give you that. It gives you more of a very subdued approach to it. And more kind of like, well, actually, is you grow? Actually, I can't say the word. God damn it! You growing up, is it a really good idea, or is it actually just out of the idea of just selfishness? Like, are you growing up for actually growing up? Or you want to be an adult because you want to do things you can't do right now. So you want to skip your whole entire life just that one thing. It's quite an interesting idea. But anyway, it's episode 19 in 3, 2, 1. It's episode 19, absolutely. Now. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Because it's one of those things that it doesn't once again feel like that he wants to grow up for the actually wanting to grow up. It's more or less because of the idea of Nanami as well. Nanami is a very key component of the whole entire idea. It's not like growing up and actually wanting to explore the world or kind of like doing all these different things. It's more or less so that you actually can be on equal ground with Nanami because everyone else, because everyone sees him as a kid and actually treats him like a kid. So he just wants to grow up to actually not be kind of in that mindset anymore, or being treated like a child, which makes sense. But at the same time, it loses that kind of sense of like wanting to grow up and actually explore the world and all those kind of things, and more kind of makes it seem as if he just wants everything around him to stop rather than actually growing up to be something more, if you get what I mean. So once again, it kind of got this whole entire idea that it's not a genuine reason to why he wants to do it, which I guess is kind of a running theme with this whole entire arc. The reasons to why they fight and stuff like that, even though it's exploited by the Black Rose itself, is also quite selfish in some ways. It's a very selfish kind of concept. So I quite like the idea, because once again it goes at this whole entire idea that, don't get me wrong, beforehand it was this idea that some of the fights were selfish in nature, but even more so now it's selfishness kind of personified through the lens of manipulation as well, if that makes sense. Because we already had episodes exploring the idea of like of him being a grown-up, with the idea of actually what happened with him and Nanami back in episode 4, I think. Even back then, it was kind of uncomfortable because it's one of those things. He's a child, so it's one of those things. You should just grow up normally. But then at the same time, he's under the constant stress of everyone just kind of saying, "Well, actually, you're still a kid, bro." So it does make sense. I haven't seen Wakaba very much this core, have we? It's a love letter, possibly. It's a love letter. The Onion Prince. But I do actually wonder how this actually does in theory factor into the possibility of the Black Rose as well. Because there's nothing so far I've actually seen Wakaba or anyone like that that could actually entail that that could in theory happen. But I've been surprised already. Oh shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there's a history with them. There's a history with them. His reply like, you what? That gives off like the biggest "you what mate" vibes in the world. Ah, good old fate. This honestly does feel like the most shoujo episode in the whole entire series thus far. I think I said that at some point beforehand as well. But it's actually kind of like the once transferred prince that comes back, and they had a history of one protecting the other, but then moved away, and then by fate they meet again. It feels very familiar. This is actually a Ikuhara spin on it all as well, because it's kind of very... It doesn't feel very to the genre itself. It kind of like it's always like, oh shit, there you are. I haven't seen you in ages. It's like, yeah, bro, how's it going? Not like that here, which I'm guessing. I wonder what's gonna happen with this one, with this episode then. So yeah, so I guess I have a brother complex. They went from an oof to a brother complex within 1 second. So I'm gonna pass the idea of actually like the entire backstory behind the brother complex as well with Nanami. It just goes so deep, it's just like, whoa, hold up a second here. I guess with Akio, I believe his name actually is. When it's nighttime, anime titties come out. When it's daytime, anime titties stay in. That's the motto of this whole entire anime with the boys. You could actually quite comfortably sleep on his shoulders. They're that goddamn good. Like, sir, can I like partake in a slumber upon thine shoulders? Kind of love is just like, she's just kind of like, hey bro, why are you hitting on a goddamn monkey? It's like, miss, I didn't think I was doing that. It's very much something. It's not nothing, it's very much something. I do actually want to know how the lighting is in this whole entire place, that if you actually change direction once, everyone becomes a silhouette. I do actually wonder that. Because you literally just go like beyond one point, everyone's a silhouette. I wonder how the lighting is in this place. Reminds me of a play. Utena's just there like, interesting. Interesting. Oh, young love. How it do be interesting. she's there like, interesting. Sips tea. Oh. Huh? Oh, how it will probably end terribly. Oh, how it will end terribly. The two dudes with the actual black rose are like, oh shit, that's our cue, and just burst on through. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Oh. I love how she legitimately just gave her a bag of tires. That's quite amazing. She just gave her a bag of tires. Do actually believe she was being honest, but she was kind of just kind of like getting away from the question at the same time. It's a sixth sense, really. Childhood friends have six senses at this point. Oh. Oh. Did mans just get rejected? Inadvertently. Oh no! Oh shit! It's the. They just go there when it just That's an oof right there. That's a massive oof. If I've ever seen one. On the oof scale, it's about a 10 out of 10. He was like, I've got it, lads. I'm going there. I'm doing it. Boom. I'm not. Fuck. Two dudes are just kind of there, like, oh, that's our cue. Let's get out. Let's actually go and get our new combattee, I guess. That's not how things go down here. Dead ass. This is episode 25 of Evangelion at this point. His whole entire rooms has come from Evangelion. I can't believe you actually were like, we're just bamboozled the entire time. There ain't no employments in this left, I guess, at this point. Oh shit! Rejected twice! I think. Maybe. Oh! No! It ain't seaweed, boy! Oh shit! Bamboozled again! He's wormed his way back in. He's a slimy boy. He's a I guess you can't tarnish him. He's just you can't tarnish the poor boy. He's too innocent. His feelings are too pure. I can't believe we actually had Seaweed Boy come back right at the end. The slimy boy himself just worms his way back in. It's like, hey, what's up? I'm actually still here. You might have forgotten about me, but I'm still here. Can't believe it. The entire time you're like, oh, it's him. He's Onion Prince. He's the one she's in love with. Nope. Why would you be in love with Slimy Boy? Of all people. He's so slimy. He's a slippery boy. He's a slippery seaweed boy. And you're in love with him. Ew. Love do be interesting when you think about it. Even goes so far as to actually just kind of be in love with that boy himself. Ew. Ew. He had a little bit of a redemption arc though. We gotta give him props. He did have he had the slightest bit of like redemption. It was sweet. It went away. I guess we'll find the conclusion out next week and see how this whole entire thing goes. Or maybe sometime during the week if I do get some time. Interesting though that he just comes back out of nowhere. He's made a kelp. He's kelp boy. They call him kelp man. Oh my god, I can't believe it. We got bamboozled twice. God, Ikuhara has bamboozled us twice in one episode. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, you thought this was going to be like a typical romance episode? Nope. It's like, oh okay, so then in the end the whole entire thing goes down goes down the route of like, oh, okay, so maybe he goes to the actual place and actually kind of fights Utena for some ungodly reason at this point. Who knows? And then boom, you think, okay, so oh, what time is it? Oh, I guess we can probably watch one more episode. It's still early. It's still early. I thought it was like 5 o'clock almost. I think we can watch one more. Let's watch one more. Because it is the conclusion of the entire thing, really. Right, where's episode 20? I thought it was actually just a 1 episode arc, so I thought I could probably just do 2 episodes today, but it's actually a 2 episode arc. I was bamboozled 3 times in one stream. God damn it, Ikuhara, cut me some slack. It do be a good episode for Valentine's Day though, I guess. Got Return of Worst Boy. He had a slight redemption arc and actually ruined it. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. I really can't. He's got Seaweed Boy back as well. Right, let's actually see if everything else is still working correctly. As it should, as it should. Still can't believe Seaweed Boy of all people! Seaweed Boy! God, I can't believe it. I was so pissed off I went mildly Tony Harrison just then from Mighty Boosh. God damn it. Anyway. The green perm is back. I missed the greenest of all perms in anime. Because he do be having that green perm. He do be having that green perm. Poor other boy though. He was pretty good now, and now he's been rejected by the worst boy in the entire anime of all people. I would have accepted anyone else besides him. Even the other guy was just like, fuck off at this point. You don't belong here, boy. Get out. And then I was even surprised about that as well. As a bamboozlement as well. But we end off on another bamboozlement. But anyway, let's continue this. Let's continue this bamboozlement even further with episode 20, starting in 3, 2, 1. So let's think absolutely now. I can't believe it. Of all people. God, he's just done so many things. You just be like, how could you be in love with that man? It's impossible. Oh yeah, slight redemption arc. Don't get me wrong. He had a little bit. It was there. It was tiny. It was there. But he ruined it. But it's just, ew, ew, ew. I mean, it's cheap coming for me, considering my favorite character in anime is legitimately the evilest man in anime. Also, my other favorite love in the world is also the most evilest man in gaming. But still, even I'm just like, he's too much. He's too much. Get him out of here. Get him out. As we would say over here in England, get him out. God, ew, ew. He's so slimy. God, this show is so good. This show is so good. I love it. It throws twists at you constantly. You're like, wait a minute. Hold up a second here. I thought he was banished. I thought he was taken out. Because he did some crazy shit back in the day. But alas, he's back. Oh, God, why? He's legitimately seaweed and also the worst boy in the world. Someone has sense. Someone's just like, why the fuck are you in love with that man? Why would you want to kiss Mold? Of all things, you're literally kissing mold. Ew! 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 It's not like the most kindest of all like turnbacks either. She turns around like as if there's some intruder in her house as well. God damn. And locks the door. He also slaps a lot. He was. Look at him thinking he has swag. You can't be moldy and have swag. It's impossible. No, she's just kind of, I don't know. I want her kettle. Oh, what's the animal's name? It's Kappa, isn't it? He's crying. He's crying. My God. He's such a slimy shit as well. He's just a slimy shit. I can't stand him. I want that kettle though. He's so slimy. He is so self-centered. He cares only about himself. He's like, oh, I was banished with nothing left. It's like, well, fuck off then. Get out of here. No one wants you here anymore. You goddamn moldy boy. Well, God has left the chat in this context. It's like, Wakaba, you're actually hiding someone in there. God, slimy. Slimy boy. Slimy boy. He even scurries across the floor. He scurries across the floor like a slimy boy. That's not a good thing, to be honest. Let's be real. It's not a good thing. He's a man who is moldy. He has kelp for hair. Oh man, the other boy was okay as well. The other boy was okay. Now I feel bad for him. She's too busy doing some dumb things. With some moldy boy. Are they doing the Ouija board? Is it Ouija board? Ouija board? Whatever it's called? Wakaba, you fool. Get out of there while you can. He's moldy. He's Lord Moldy Butt. I shouldn't even be complaining, considering Ogata's one of my favorite characters, and Ogata's legitimately like one of the worst boys in the world. And so is Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. But you know what? At least they're hot. So it's fine. What does Sonji have? He's moldy. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Just can't believe it. I swear, if she actually falls under the actual Black Rose because of that fucking boy, I swear to God. I swear. I swear. If he'd been kicked out with no money and nothing else, he's still got some pretty good clothes on. Soji, you're lying to us. Can't believe it. Just can't believe it. Hi, yes, I like to sometimes go backwards on all fours and just stand there like that. You better not give him a redemption arc at this point. You better not. I swear to God. I do not want 2 redemption arcs for this boy. He's trying to be cute. Oh, she's crying one eye. That don't bode well. That don't bode well for emotion. I still do really want her castle. Ew. Stay away from her. Ew. Shh. Just throw water at him. Just throw water at him. Dare mutter her name, boy. Dare mutter her name. No! Don't do it! Don't do it! It's what he wants! It's what he wants! It's not good! That stretch was so evil just then. I thought he was laughing. How the hell did he get in? Did he just like phase through the entire place and just manage to actually kind of appear there? I want some beef meat now. Don't do it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Don't do it to her. She's so innocent. How the fuck did she get it so fast? Can't believe it. Can't believe it. He wasn't worth it. He's not worth it. He's not worth it. Was never worth it to begin with. He's just moldy. He's just moldy. He's just moldy. God, if he makes you feel special, Jesus Christ almighty. I feel sorry for her so much. I feel sorry for her so much. Man, what a dick. What a dick. He's just like, oh shit, I fucked up. And that you have, my dude. And that you have. Even the sheep are like, you fucked up, my dude. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. All that for a moldy boy. All that for a moldy boy. She's gonna walk up there and see Akaba's standing there. She's gonna be like, what the fuck is going on here anymore? What's even happening at this point? It is when you think about it. Karma is really weird in this show. It works in really mysterious ways. He's like, oh, I can just, like, you know, use her and get back in. Oh, shit. It's called like a monkey paw scenario, I guess. Like, when you kind of have that one wish, but then it all goes wrong afterwards, and it all went wrong for him in the end. There's one him away, though, is the problem. He's just, ew. Just, ew. Why fight for him? Other boy, at least he was, like... At least he was loyal, I guess, maybe. Man. I'm just disappointed. He is sinful. Seaweed Boy is sinful. Do not be like Seaweed Boy. See what I mean? She's there like, what the fuck, man? What's going on here? I mean, no less, because the whole entire thing is literally about a seaweed boy, no less. See what I mean? Overall, a goddamn dick. Can't believe it. A reboot of this whole entire series would be goddamn interesting. At this point, it's probably one of those things I actually would like to see one. It's one of those series that I kind of would like to see how Ikuhara would do it again. In the 21st century, what it does in 3 actually entail, and how different stuff would be. God damn it. God damn it. All for such a goddamn disgusting boy. Well, there goes that guy. Ew! Ew! Even though Friends' hair can't keep up with him, that's how terrible he actually is. He hasn't got good frames. No good frames for that boy. Man, sad indeed. Oh, no happiness, just sadness. Well, man, oh man, that was quite the arc of Utena. Oh man. Oh, I went through time a little bit just then. I went through time. The problem is, I'm just kind of sitting there like, but why would you want anything to do with that boy? He's just, oh, he's ew. It's ew. Other boy was fine. Other boy was fine. He was kind of cool. You're like, ew, with the other boy, ew. But I mean, the good episode overall. I guess it kind of does feel the most shoujo in like feeling. But then also again, it's kind of got Ikuhara's twist in the whole entire thing, because it's more of a tragedy rather than actually a satisfying kind of conclusion. So it does have a very Ikuhara twist on the entire thing, because the whole entire episode is like, oh shit, it's very shoujo in a way. The idea of like the childhood friend coming back, the idea of them protecting said childhood friend as well, and then in the end, the childhood friend having feelings for that person, going there to confess, actually then possibly go out with them in the end. Nope. No, not at all. It was a subversion I was not expecting, but kind of appreciated nonetheless. Vermin. I was thinking that, to be honest, because a lot of the time these emotions are quite deep and stuff like that. He's someone to talk to in the end, because God, it's like I don't think the whole Black Rose scenario is actually a good fit for the entire academy in its entirety. I don't think, in my opinion. My hair's gone wrong. Was my hair going wrong? That's better, I think. No. God fucking damn it! Just fuck it. Let's mess up entirely. There you go. My annoying hair. That's better. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting kind of like deviation, because again, it's one of those things that this show does revel upon the idea of actually not being a typical shoujo anime. It's pretty much the antithesis of all shoujo anime that exists at this point. But in doing so, it does kind of sprinkle back the idea of the shoujo genre itself, but also kind of being very deeply deep rooted in the idea of actually saying no in the end. And actually it's quite interesting, because every single time it does bring in the typical staple to shoujo genre, it doesn't really feel right. It's always the idea of like, okay, so what's gonna happen here? What's gonna be the overall outcome? Because you think to yourself, this can't end well, because the entire Black Rose saga has always been about that whole entire concept actually not ending too well. And then by all accounts, it doesn't end too well. It kind of ends with the whole entire idea of her actually kind of going off the deep end, him getting back in via the means of using her, and actually then in the end him losing as well. And technically they both lost in the end. Everyone loses in the end, theoretically speaking. Utena actually had to fight her friend as well. Actually was really depressing. And then in the end, Wakaba's alone. But then again, at the same time, she's not as if she is alone, because she has the other dude as well, who's way better. But alas. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea. This is one of those arcs, and these sets of episodes having very kind of thoroughly deconstructed the whole entire idea of like what it means to be a child in a world full of like what appears to be adults at this point, and B, also the idea of like what's it like to be in love, and actually what does it infer entail. In both instances, it kind of looks at the idea of actually how destructive it can infer be. And it is quite interesting because again, how she kind of felt special because he was there. Again, Sanji kind of has that effect on people. Like in essence, kind of, it's a very kind of depressing relationship, because again, you could tell like once he could go back in, she was nothing to him. Well, it's actually kind of interesting, considering actually it's probably I would say the strongest one thus far. Even though I feel like the actual the School Academy saga itself actually was really good. I feel like this one actually is even stronger as well. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like you could tell like there wasn't a relationship there. Like in essence, it was very one-sided once again, very much paralleling. You should actually use her opponent's sword as well. Kind of added a lot more context towards it. Paralleling the whole entire thing of Mitsuru as well. The idea of actually how he felt was very one-sided as well. How he wanted that whole entire relationship, but clearly could never get it, because there's no way in hell they could be on equal terms. The same thing applies here. There's no way in hell both of them could in theory be equal. There's always that idea that Sanji would just use people to actually get to where he wants to go, and he did. And it is kind of depressing, because it's one of those things that she is an innocent person who otherwise did in theory actually care for him. Even though we're just sitting here like, God damn it, girl, get out of there. You could tell like she did in theory care, but then realized soon enough that it was all basically a lie, and it is true. With him, with a lot of the characters in this show, a lot of it is basically a lie. It's just, which actually does, theoretically speaking, mirror a lot what the show does in theory imply as well, with the idea of the Rose Bride basically just being a lie as well, because when Utena lost Anthe, at that point it proved that everything that was said was a lie, essentially. So once again, it does kind of reinforce a lot of what the show is trying to say in a very abstract manner, and I actually quite like how the show does it. And yeah, I mean, I wonder what else they're going to do with this arc. I believe we're like, what, probably about midway through, I'd imagine, of this arc at this point. And yeah, I mean, we haven't actually had a battle between the orchestrators of the entire thing, but I'm actually looking forward to that, because again, they do seem very interesting as characters. I mean, they're very much like puppet masters in the entire anime, but again, they're quite interesting to see how they do in theory factor into this whole entire plot overall. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait to actually see what else doesn't really happen in this show. It's getting to a very interesting point. So yeah, every single Monday after this whole entire point, as always, will be another episode, another stream of Utena. So do look out for that. Maybe if I even get some time during the week as well, if we actually kind of get bad scheduling again, I might add some more episodes in. Who knows? But my throat died during the sentence just then. Until then, I have indeed been the driver. So as always, ご視聴ありがとうございます。僕の動画を面白いと思ったら、いいねやチャンネル登録をお願いします。So as always, if you have enjoyed this whole entire stream Dune Fury, leave a like because indeed it's been quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream Dune Fury, leave a sub because indeed it's been quite a bit as well. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream Dune Fury, follow me on Twitter or join Discord as well because both do help quite a lot and both will then tell you when the streams go live and any other streams I do as well. But until next time, some more Revolutionary Girl Utena. I'll see you guys then.